at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today, this second video, what we are going to talk about is the Tesla discount clearance actually working or not? And spoiler alert, it seems like it is. We had a huge rocket of inventory come right up, and then it disappeared pretty quickly. So, I mean, I really thought Tesla was going to have way more inventory, but at the same time, it is Saturday. It is, with a weekend right now. So maybe they're just kind of in this lull before it ramps back up. So let's jump into the, the content to take a look at some of the screenshots. Tenet, thanks for Tenet for, just being here and down below like. All right, so let's jump into it. So if you don't know, there was a huge discount pass recently. Here's a snapshot. Shout out to Christopher Jungeon. He put a really good grid here. And I was thinking about doing this, but put a really good grid here and what goes through all the different differences. And it really, the big winners are Model Y long range. If you've been waiting, Model 3 Performance is the lowest price it's ever been. Model S Plaid and Model X, if you got that kind of money, then those are huge discounts as well. And the reason why they did this, if you don't know, is because the IRS and the Treasury released guidance that those vehicles have to be under $55,000 to qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. Moving to mattjung.net, one of our new favorite Tesla website, Tesla inventory track websites pretty recently. You can see Tesla inventory has gone off a cliff. There was at 2,500 vehicles on the 13th, kind of right the second day of that discount when East Coast woke up, because it did happen. The discount was announced, the discount was announced pretty late on 12th, almost like 8 p.m. PST. And so East Coast didn't really have time to react to it. It was really the 13th is when all the sales and everything happened. And then going to today, we are down back to 1,459 vehicles. And checking the waiting for Tesla site, there was also a huge increase of vehicles that came to the site. We were shocked to see this yesterday when we saw over 1,000 Model Ys become available. But it seems like that was a short-term influx of inventory, unless it is Saturday, so maybe that department's asleep or something like that. So shout out to 4X Mill Battery. They've been tracking, or Ryan's been tracking this like day by day, giving us like 6-hour, 12-hour updates. And so here's the latest one that I could find. Nearly 36 hours after the Tesla price cuts, we now have inventory stabilization. US inventory is down 3,200 units, or 70% from the high. No inventory dispatch. But it could be because it's Saturday, that would make sense. And the backlog is growing. So we could see an influx of inventory on Monday, which would then appease the backlog, or is it just a lot of people are just placing orders? And that's why I said, I made a video specifically yesterday. Do not place an order on the Tesla website. Go to Waiting for Tesla or Tesla.com and find an inventory vehicle so that you can put your name on one and secure a VIN and secure a date and time frame. Because let's just check. Let's see if the delivery times have adjusted, because that's going to be our real indicator here. So Model 3 seems to be estimated delivery still January, February. Let's see if we can check the Model Y really quickly. I think it was January to March, what was said before, at least what it said yesterday. So yeah, still the same. So this still has not pushed past March, but maybe, I wouldn't put it past Tesla. Like, they could just be locking that in, because this is what Tesla knows, right? They know that the estimated delivery date says March, but they also know that the tax credit, the federal tax credit, changes in March. So they probably don't want to have this say April or anything like that, because then maybe people wouldn't put their order in. They'd be more hesitant to. But this is how they collect all those $250 reservation deposits or order deposits. So, I mean, I'm not saying, conspiracy, that's my conspiracy hat on. Like, if I was a Tesla sales website person, I wouldn't want to change that, even if it actually is April, May, June, because we don't know. We don't know. We can only guess what the backlogs are going up to. So shout out to Ryan. He's been tracking this, the inventory counts. I mean, to hear that they sold 70% of the inventory in basically 2 days, or 3,200 units, that's pretty massive. And then I found this tweet yesterday from Whole Mars Catalog, and where it says, sources say these Tesla price cuts will not last, so act accordingly. So be very, very careful out there. And so the question is like, to me, is like, what's the best deal out there? If you were to take a look at all the different models, the Model 3 and the Model Y, which one's the best deal? Which one's the best discount? I think might make a separate, maybe that'll be the fourth topic today, because I was actually going to like price it out on a spreadsheet and just kind of see like what is all the prices after discount, and then kind of see it that way. I've actually made a tweet on, so we can take a look at it in a second. But that's the question, like, what's the best deal? Let me know, what you think the best deal is. Do you think it's the Model 3 Performance, or is it the, Model 3 Performance got competitors, right? BMW M3, all these different performance cars, or is it the Model 3 Standard range all the way under at like 37K after the tax rate and things like that? And so the big question with these price cuts that, some of us are asking is like, why did they do it? So this was an article from Not a Tesla App. Of course, it goes into, quote, Tesla massively reduced prices. Here are the new prices. And the second part was, and quote, and why they did it. This was a very interesting read. I like what this person put together, but the TLDR is that, quote, when Tesla executives speak, you should listen. So Talon spoke to reporters just days after the Tesla dropped their prices in China. Her answers provide reasons on behind the lower Tesla prices, not in China, but worldwide. And basically it said that, it's not because, quote, not because they didn't have a demand issue, it's because they were pricing and trying to predict what their costs of materials and production will be in the future. It's going down, so then we can pass that discount to the customer now, because to pop up the backlog and the order queue and all that stuff. And to think about it, like Tesla, for a while, the cars have been sold in a traditional way, like wholesaler, like these big vehicle brands like Mercedes-Benz and BMW would sell to dealerships, and then dealerships would sell to customers. And so dealerships would kind of have like this insulary, level right there where, they can charge essentially whatever they want. But, having it go direct from the manufacturer to the customer, there's more control there. The manufacturer can, as Tesla is doing right now, can change the price on a whim, as they've done right now. And, that's basically it. So, it's pretty interesting, that, we should listen to the Tesla executive, because they kind of give us the answer on all this. So, but definitely check out this article. I'll put it in the comments, of course, and also the description, so we can take a look at it. But to TLDR, it seems like the Tesla fire sale or Tesla clearance is 100% working. People are in the queue, but let me know, are you buying a Tesla right now? Have you put a Tesla on order? I put a poll out there because I kind of want to, see what's going on right there. Oh, thank you for 8,000 subs, everyone. Thanks for everybody that's been subscribing. But I put a poll out there and I asked, which Tesla is the best deal right now? All the vehicles qualify for $7,500 tax credit, or below, I said 7 hours ago. And it seems like, wow, an overwhelming 63% said Model Y long range is the best deal at $52,990. And then a day ago, I put the question, so are you going to buy a Tesla now because of these massive discounts? And 1.1 thousand people actually voted. Holy crap. 38% said, yup. 17% said nope, still needs a lower price of $3,000 to $4,000. There was a couple maybes, and then of course 25% said I already did. And our next topic tonight is we're going to talk about the people that already did, what I think Tesla should do. Let me know what, chime in as well on there. But before we jump into the comments, this segment of the video is actually sponsored by Tenet. Down below in the description, there is a link to Tenet where you can finance or refinance your Tesla. You can lower your monthly payment or have a low payment, because you can defer a portion of that loan all the way to the end, maybe even that $7,500 tax credit. You can actually defer all the way up to 25%, and they allow you to do this because they kind of understands EVs a little bit differently. EVs, I don't want to speak for them, but EVs have right here. EVs have lower maintenance costs. They hold value in a different way as well. So that's why Tenet has offered this type of financing, which actually makes sense. It actually makes sense if you're looking for the lowest possible monthly payment on a vehicle at all. So that's where you should check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video.